If there's one thing Disney is known for, it's bringing out our inner child. And in all of their classic animation, there's probably no bigger inner child than the boy who never grew up, Peter Pan. This year, the movie turns 65, and I had the opportunity to sit down with the voice of Wendy Darling herself, actress Catherine Beaumont, and film historian Mindy Johnson, to talk about the animated classic. They filled me in on working with Walt Disney, debunked a long-standing rumor about who exactly Tinker Bell was modeled after, and gave me some tips on learning to fly. Oh, did I mention that Peter Pan taught me to fly? So let's go. Second star to the right and straight on till morning as we celebrate the 65th anniversary of Walt Disney's Peter Pan. I wanted to ask, one of the things I was reading in the notes was that your recollection of Walt was that he was very visible. He was around.
Yes.
I wondered if maybe you could elaborate any more on that.
Well, just the fact that it was a surprise to me because having had experience at other studios in the profession, I didn't expect that I would see him very often. Usually you would see the head of the studio when it was time to sign decrees and different things, and there were just certain important moments within your career that you would, otherwise you wouldn't see them at all. And here was Walt, who would walk through the halls. I would, pass by him as he was walking through the halls, going into the cafeteria, finding a table with everybody else, just being part of the team. I soon realized that basically the studio was a large team that worked together. And it was just this most wonderful experience that I had as a youngster to just see that happening.
There is a rumor about this movie that has gone on forever,
Yes.
about Tinkerbell, about who Tinkerbell is modeled after. I've always heard this urban legend that she was modeled after Marilyn Monroe. And I am under the impression that
think
perhaps
so.
you two could maybe
No,
dispel
you can
that
explain
rumor.
that.
Well, I've got the answer on that one. Actually, Walt had the character in development for about 15 years because he started as early as 1935 to shape Tinkerbell. So there were many permutations. She was going to be a redhead and a brunette. The hairstyles changed, the fashions changed over those years. By the time his teams got to a point where he was ready to tell this story, he realized, okay, we can do this in a very unique fashion. And Mark Davis, one of the great 9 old men of Walt Disney's animation, was cast to do the lead animation on Tinkerbell. So the artists found a woman who worked in the ink and paint department. Her name was Ginny Mack. And she was a cute little blonde who kept her hair in a bun, had little bangs at the side. They asked her to pose as a pixie, and she did. Now, Marilyn Monroe certainly was a lovely blonde, but she wasn't as well known at that time. This would be about 1950-51. She had done some side jobs or smaller supporting roles, but she hadn't really had any lead roles, and in fact, the one lead role she had at that point, she was almost a brunette. So Marilyn Monroe, it's a myth, it's a legend, but it's not fact.
Well, so before I go, because I'm out of time, but
dear.
I am about to go fly, and I'm very excited. So, any quick tips you can give me?
Well, you got to remember
Make sure you have a harness.
and don't forget thinking happy thoughts and
Yes.
a good dose of pixie dust,
That's
right?
it. That's it.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
I gotta say, when it comes to childhood dreams coming true, having Peter Pan teach you to fly is right up there. Thanks again to the folks at Disney and iFly for sprinkling that little bit of fairy dust. For more adventures like this one, check back to Fandom for more of everything you love. I'm Clarke Wolfe, and I'll see you next time.